Kipchoge ataafikia azimio lake. Awali, waziri wa michezo Balozi Amina Mohamed alifanya mahojiano na mwanahabari wetu Timothy Otieno kuhusiana na jaribio hili. Hebu tumsikilize.
That if there's any human that can actually break the 2-hour barrier, it's going to be our Eliud Kipchoge. The combination that he brings to the table, right? The humility, the hard work, the strong will, the calm mind. In fact, he's been referred to as the Zen of marathon. So basically, we expect that it will happen. He has come within 25 seconds of breaking that barrier, and so we're hopeful this time, because all the conditions seem to be right. The hop style is probably the best place in the world to try and do this. And so, yeah, we're waiting with a lot of anticipation. I was very lucky to visit with Eliud in Kaptagat. And I came back feeling that I had been in the presence of greatness. One of the greatest people, I think, that anyone could meet, but one of the most humble as well. And one of the most, I think, convinced that there is no limit to what a human being can actually achieve, right? So we're hopeful. We think that he is going to do it. We anticipate it. We will be waiting at the KICC with big screens, hopefully a lot of Kenyans, right, to just come and watch him do this. It's been said before, I think I saw that in the media, but we had said it at the ministry before that, actually, that this is like landing on the moon. Right? It's a small run for Eliud, but it's a huge leap, for humanity, because it's something that has never been done before. I doubt that it will ever be done again, because you have to have that combination that Eliud brings to the table.
Aside from being the cabinet secretary, perhaps I must say you probably are one of the biggest fans of Eliud Kipchoge. Just off camera, we've noticed a lot of photographs in your office with him. You do mention you went out at the camp in Kaptagat, spoke to him. What was his state of mind? Did he exude confidence that you'd be able to achieve this?
I think confidence, I think calmness. He says that focus, determination, and hope, right, are the three things that you need to break any barrier that comes your way. And he had all the three. He was very focused, he was very determined, he was very calm, and of course, extremely hopeful. So like him, we're all determined, we're focused on tomorrow, and we're very hopeful that he's going to do that. But that's not the first time that I actually met him. I met him in 2003 in Switzerland when I was the ambassador in Geneva. And there were the junior athletics championships, and so I went to watch them. A few miles out of Geneva, and was totally excited about having all these young Kenyans, doing their thing. I was absolutely impressed by the performance of Eliud and others. That's the first time actually that he broke a record. Yeah, and one that was actually a field track event. Yeah, and then I took all of them home. I just packed them in a bus and took them to the Kenya House in Geneva, had lunch with them, and then escorted them to the airport because they had to leave the same day. That was the first time I met him. The second time I met him was in London during the 2019 marathon, and there we were standing and cheering him on. And of course, he beat everybody else that was running with him and against him. And what stuck in my mind was what the broadcaster said, as Eliud took the final, I think, 50 meters to the end of the race. He was very loud and said, "There goes Eliud Kipchoge and his three minders," because all the three that were running behind him were so far behind that they couldn't have been competing with him. And so he actually referred to them as his three minders. So we're very, very excited about Eliud. I have been a follower of Eliud and totally impressed. I adore what he does. I respect the way that he does it with a lot of humility. And I think he encompasses the best values that this country has. Yeah? And so I hope that his running will signify that we have not lost all hope in terms of a loss of values, and that we'll all be like Eliud Kipchoge.
You do, it's interesting you say he represents good values. As a cabinet secretary for sports and as a ministry, What do you hope Eliud Kipchoge's run and attempt at breaking that world record, what do you hope this will mean for the country's athletics? Because Kenya is known as an athletics nation. What significance does this event hold?
Beyond athletics. This is totally beyond athletics. It's like going to the moon, right? And what it did for the US, but what it also did for the globe, right? That's what Eliud will be doing for us. I think he's moved beyond anything else that we have ever known, right? He's entering a new frontier, yeah? And I think that's how we should celebrate him. Not just as an athlete, but the greatest athlete that ever lived, right? That's how everybody else refers to him, as a god, yeah? Yeah, so I think we should also start talking about him as the greatest athlete that ever lived, yeah? And the hope that obviously what he represents, what he embodies, right, is going to be something that the rest of us can emulate. Yeah? Teamwork, he talks about teamwork and says he's nothing without his team. Yeah? If we start recognizing that each and every piece means something to the whole, yeah, I think it would have the journey, yeah, done. And so I think that he's telling us something. He's teaching us something. He's telling us that, you know, as Kenyans, we should always rise above where we are. That we should break new barriers in terms of how we relate to each other, because I saw how he relates to all the athletes around him. It's also been said before that the young athletes are so inspired by him. They cannot believe that he actually lives with them, eats with them, prays with them, runs with them, right? I don't think that there is a greater inspiration than Eliud Kipchoge in the country today.
We've seen an outpouring of love and support for him from various quarters, individuals to corporate bodies to NGOs. How has the ministry supported him in his journey?
He's a symbol of our unity, right? I think he's brought cohesion. Every single person in this country, all the 45+ million, right, that inhabit this space, have been talking about Eliud, have been supporting Eliud, have been encouraging Eliud, are inspired by Eliud, right? And want to be like Eliud. So hopefully in the next few months and years down the line, we'll have many more Eliuds, right? Rising up, right? From the sphinx of this one individual that means so much to us and that has been able to reflect so much of our wonderful values.
How has the ministry supported him specifically?
Well, the ministry has supported. When I went to Eliud in Kaptagat, I asked specifically that question.